हरि ओम नमः सर्वेभ्यः अद्वैतचिन्तनवर्गे सर्वेषां स्वागतम्। ओम ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितपरब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानम् वर्षिष्ठान्तेव सदृशिगणैरावृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दमूर्तिं स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे वडविडपि समीपे भूमिभागे निषन्नं सकलमुनिजनानां ज्ञानदातारमारात् त्रिभुवनगुरुमीशं दक्षिणामूर्तिदेवं जननमरणदुःखच्छेददक्षं नमामि। चित्रं वडतरोर्मूले वृद्धा शिष्या गुरुर्युवा गुरोस्तु मौनं व्याख्यानम् शिष्यास्तु छिन्न संशयाः निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्ताय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। चिदोद्घनाय महेशाय वडमूलनिवासिने सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यं निजान्तर्गतम् पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यत्साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्गुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्र्यचित्रीकृतम् मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगीव यस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। यस्यैव स्फुरणं सदात्मकमसत्कल्पार्थकं भासते साक्षात् तत्त्वमसीति वेदवचसा यो बोधयत्याश्रितान् यत्साक्षात्करणात् भवेन्न पुनरावृत्तिर्भवाम्भोनिधौ तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। नानाचिद्रगडोदरस्थितमहादीपप्रभाभास्वरं ज्ञानं यस्य तु चक्षुरादिकरणद्वारा बहिस्पन्दते जानामीति तमेव बान्धमनुपाति एतत् समस्तं जगत् तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। देहं प्राणमपीन्द्रियाण्यपि चलां बुद्धिं च शून्यं विदुः स्त्रीबालान्तजडोपमा स्वहममिति भ्रान्ताभृशं वादिनः मायाशक्तिविलासकल्पितमहाव्यामोहसंहारिणे तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। So in the last class we completed the fourth stanza and started the fifth stanza of the hymn. This stanza is basically dealing with the false superimposition of the awareness or the I-ness onto the different aspects of the body, and therefore thinking I am the body. So that is the word. It is being deham, pranam, api indriyani, chalam, buddhim cha, shunyam viduhu. Like some people are saying deham is atma, some are saying prana is atma, some of them are saying indriyani are the atma, some are saying that buddhi is atma, some says no, shunya is atma. Stri balanta jada upamaha aham iti bhranda vrisham vadina. So those who are bhranda vrisham, looking through the illusion or the delusion, they are the ones which are talking about this. Maya Shakti Vilasa Kalpida. All those Bhranti is due to Maya Shakti Vilasa. It is the play of the power of Maya. Therefore, so Kalpida means imagination. Maha Vyamoha. It is the greatest delusion. Samharine.
I'm sorry for interrupting. What section verse are we on? I'm sorry. I've lost my place.
We are in the 5th stanza. We are beginning the 5th stanza.
Thank you.
So, Vyamoha Samharine. Mahavyamoha Samharine is, Mahavyamoha means greatest delusion. Samharine, one who, destroys that. To such a Guru Murti, Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Dakshinamurthaye. This is the word-to-word meaning of this stanza. Now, in the Vartika, Suresuracharya is bringing the different philosophers of those days, especially Charvakas and others, to refute them. So, let us see what are the stands taken by that. Atma, identified with the physical body, is what the Charvakas do. For them, eating, living, sleeping, enjoying the life, and there is nothing called to be moksha or Ishvara, nothing. We are all just like animals or creatures in the world. We come, progenate or enjoy or suffer and go beyond and perish. That's it. So therefore they consider the body is physical body is the only place which is real, because pratyaksha, that is the only world available for the sense organs. Pramanam ekam pratyaksham tattvam bhuta chatushtayam mokshahascha maranat na anya karmartho purusharthako. There is nothing called purushartha, that is for the purpose of living. There is nothing called the purpose of living. So for them, pramanam ekam pratyaksham eva pramanam asti. So only pramana what they depend upon is direct perception through the sense organs, and that alone is real. And for them there is nothing called moksha or marana, neither the birth nor the death. None of these things are real for them. What is real is only what is perceived by the sense organ. Therefore, kamartha, purushartha, kamartha, all those things are all of. There is no what you call no real entity for. There is no moksha other than death, and then other than that, love, wealth, and compromise is the end of the man. So kamartha ena eva purusha. So to enjoy the pramana, pratyaksha pramanena yet, and what is being perceived or what is being presented or comprehended through the pratyaksha pramana, the 5 sensory organs, to enjoy that alone is the means of the purpose of this life. Nahi kalu Ishvara karta paralokakata vridha. There is nothing called Ishvara, the creator who is created the whole thing, and there is no paraloka. There is no world other than that for moksha and paragati. All those things are all vrudha, is futile, or are being in without any relate, without any pratyaksha pramana. No pramana is available for that. Therefore they don't accept, because they don't accept inference. They have only pratyaksha, or the direct perception, as the valid process of knowledge. Deham vina asti chet atma kumbhavat drisyatam puraha hrusvo dirgha yuva bala iti dehaha vi drishyate. If there is an atman separate from the body, apart from the body, deham vina atma chet kumbhavat drisyatam puraha, it should be seen, directly perceived. If there is such a thing called atma, it should be seen, directly perceived, like a pot which can be seen through the sense organ apart from the deha. Hrusva dirgha yuva bala iti deha vi drishyate. Even the body, which is can be adjectively called with a short, stout, young, old. All these things are all is on the body. But if the atma is there, why is it not perceived like that, is the question of the Charvaka. Asti jata parinato vruddha kshino jaran mrutaha ityeva muktva षड्भाव vikaraha deha samshraya. Now asti jataha parinama vriddhi kshaya jara mrityu are the षड्भाव vikaras, which is called the asti parinam, asti janma parinam vriddhi kshaya chiya apakshiya janma mrityu. All these things are called the षड्vikara, 6 forms of phenomenal existences. Everything is seen as it is there as soon as it is born, and then there is a birth. Parinama means there is a changes happening in the body, and vriddhi is aging, kshina is decaying of the body, jara is old age, and mritaha is death. So these are all seen in the body. Ityevam muktva षड्भाग विकारः deha samshraya. All these pertain to the body. Varnashrama vibhagascha deheshu eva pratishtitah jata karmadi samskaro dehasyeva vidiyate. So if you look at jatam jiveti dehasya prayunjan iti ashishyam shubhat. So what happens is varnashrama vibhagaha. So varna and ashrama. Varna is chadurvarnyam, brahmana, kshatriya, vaishya, shudra ityadi. Ashrama is brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasi ityadi. So all these vibhaga, or this differentiation, deheshu eva, is all based on the body. So based on the body only we call these things. Pratishtita means established by the conditions of the body. Jata karmadi samskara dehasya eva vidiyate. The Shodasha Kala Vidhi of a newborn is based on the Varna Ashrama Vibhaga and Jata Karmadi Samskara. Shatam Jivedi Dehasya Prayunjan Atyashishyam Shubhat. At that time of that Shodasha Karma, there is blessing given by everybody. The Shatam Jived. So let the child be of 1,000 years, of lifespan, is the blessing given by the elders for the child when he is going through the Jata Karma. Idi prapancham charvago vanchati alpa chetana. So with the Charvaka, with the very narrow-mindedness, is saying that this is what the prapancha is all about. There is nothing other than the sensory inputs, no inference, nothing. Even for inference you need to support on the sense organ, so therefore inference is a delusion. For as per the that inference is not right unless you have a sensory input. And then all this is based on the body. Even what you are saying is as at Brahmana, Kshatriya, Shudra, Vaishya, this is based on the body only. You are categorizing it. So body is the reality. Ashrama, if you look at it, the ashrama is also based on the brahmachari, gahastya, vanaprastha and sannyasi. These ashrama veda, which is based on the stages of life, that is also based on the body. So, and all that 64 shodasha, 16 karmas which is being done on a body from the time of that conception or at the womb level onwards is all based on the for that everything, that there is a requirement of a body, physical body. So apart from the physical body and its enjoyment in this world, there is nothing more than that, is the stand by the Charvaka. Now there is another set of people saying no, prana is the important part, because when the prana goes, or the vital breath goes from the body is dead. So there is atma should be treated as the prana, because prana and atma should be the same, is one sort of philosophy. I mean, those who believed in that said that kechit श्वासमिति श्वासीति जीवामि क्षुधितोऽस्मि पिपासितः इत्यादि प्रत्ययबलात् प्राणात्मा इति मन्यते. It is all based on prana. Shwasam iti jivami, I am breathing, therefore I am alive. Kshutitosmi, I am having hunger, thirst. It is all the job of the prana, Pancha pranas, prana, main prana, and the Pancha pranas are. Ityadi pratyaya balat pramanam atma iti manyude. Therefore, it is the prana. There is nothing other than prana, which you call as atma. Deha is physical entity which is seen from outside, fine. But deha is also not the atma, because deha to function it needs prana. So the breath, vital breath, is the atma as per the some of the those who believed that no, they are slightly advanced than Charvaka. So they say this is prana is required. But there are some people who are saying that the mixing up of prana and atma and body together, another third set of philosophers. Kechit shrunomi pashyami jigrami asya swadasmyaham iti indriyanam atmatvam pradiyanti tatodhigam. So some people are saying that shrunomi, I am hearing. So my life depends upon what I hear, what I see, what I smell, the movement, and all those things are all depending upon. I am said to be alive only if these functions are working. And indriyas with the prana, sense organs controlled by prana, is atman. Not atman, indriya, the body alone, nor not prana alone. It is a combination of prana and indriyas together. What should be taken as atman is another set of philosophers who are believing that. Janavi pratyaya balad buddhirityapiti buddhiriti apare jagu. Now there are other people who are saying that no, the intellect is atman. Because all those things, even though the sense organs and prana is there, it is the intellect which is saying that I am knowing it, I am hearing it, I am seeing it, I am touching it, I am sensing it, I am having the hunger, I am having the thirst. Everything is in the intellectual level, and in the intellect, buddhi is the one which is atman. Because when the buddhi is not functioning, that person doesn't know whether his body is functioning or whether he is breathing, or for him there is no knowledge of his own existence. So therefore buddhi should be taken as the what you call Atman, not the sense organs, nor the prana. Now 9th and 10th is the refutation of the first set of this thing. The body etc. cannot be Atman. Mayaya vimuda chittanam tesham dushanam uchyate. Now the vimuda chittana, those who are deluded by the Maya, for their objection is being given here. Dehadinam jadarthanam pashanavat na atmana kadam bhaved aham bhavaha samavesham vineshatu. Dehadinam jadarthanam. Now like the deha, like the body, jada pashanavat, even the stone has like a body only, because after when the body is dead, it is like a stone only. Jada arthana, jada, other materials like which are physical in nature, insentient. Body is also insentient without the atma in that. Pashanavat anatmanam is anatma. Why? Kadam bhavet aham bhava samavesham vina ishatu. Without the isha entering samavesham into the body, kadam bhavet aham bhava, how can there be a sense of selfhood in anything without the self entering the physical body? Is a counter question which is being asked by the Siddhanti. What he says that don't get deluded by the Maya. Deha, if it is real, if it is Atma, the ahambhava should be seen, that self, that the identification that I am the stone, I am, and therefore mine, etc., should be seen even on the stones. That is not seen there. So kadam bhavet ahambhava samavesham vinashatu. Without that, the Atman entering the body, how can there be a sense of sense of self in it? Is the question which is being asked by the Siddhanti. Why the body is not Atman? Then he is giving the explanation for it. Dehaha tu dehasthavadeyam ayam. Dehastavat ayam nam na atma drishyatvat cha jadatvatah रूपादिमत्वा संशत्वात् भौतिकच्च कुम्भवत्. रूपादिमत्वात् अंशत्वात् सा अंशत्वात् भौतिकच्च कुम्भवत्. Now the physical body, I am dehastavat na atma. This body cannot be the Atma. Drishyatvad. That is a typical Tarkika way of saying the Upadanam. Na deham Atma Drishyatvad. Jadavat iti udaharanam. Now here he says that Drishyatvad is this is a thing which is used even in the Mandukya by the Gaudabhadakarya. Gaudabhadakarya is saying that Drishyatvat, whatever is seen, there should be a perceiver for the object. So anything perceived, Drishyatvat, because it is seen or perceived, it is Jada, because Jada cannot see itself. It needs a perceiver apart from its sentient being, apart from the insentient being, to sense the existence of the insentiency. So Rupadimatvam Tvad Samshatvat Baudigascha. So there are three aspects of its kumbhavat. Like example is kumbha. Kumbha, a pot. It has got Rupadimatvam. Rupadimatvam means it has got name and form, and Rupa Adi means like the shape, color, shape, or anything. Then Amshatvat has got parts. This body has parts and limbs, hands, ear, body, belly, leg, etc. is Amshat. And Baudigatvat, it is growing, Parinama is happening. The body is growing because Baudigatvat, nourished by the other Bhuta material or created material. It is not self-dependent. It needs dependency on the other created material for its own existence. So one is the just Rupadi, then Amshatvat and Rupaditvat. Kumbhavat is the reason why Jada is iti manyate deham. Therefore the body is having a form, it has got parts, and it also grows. It has a dependency on the Bhautikam and other materials which are born out in the world for its own existence. Therefore, like a pot, now in the pot also, the mud requires name and form. The pot per se is dependent upon the shape of the pot and the name of the pot. And it has Samsha, Kapala Dvayam. The top portion and the bottom portion are molded together to become a pot, with the neck portion on the top and the flat at the bottom. So it has got avayava, or the parts of it, and bhautikascha, and it needs other material for its shape to come into shape. Like the water is required, the fire is required to heat it up and bring it out. So dependency for its own existence, it has got the dependency on other thing. Same is the case with our body. It has got a name and the shape, etc. It has got parts, which is known to everyone, and its dependency that unless it is nourished by the other material from the world, it doesn't exist by itself. Then says that Murcha sushupti maraneshu api deha pratiyate dehadi vyatiriktvatvad tadatma na prakashate. Even in Murcha means when you are in swooning or you lose consciousness. Sushupti, deep sleep. Maranam is death. In all the three, deha pratiyate, the body is still there. The pratiti of the body is there. And dehadi vyatiriktvatvad atma na prakashate. That distinction between the physical body is the reason why atma is not seen, because it is present in the body, but it cannot be seen through separate from the body. Na prakashate, it is not seen separately as without the body. Vyatiriktvatvad, it is not separate from the body. That is where the more important. Dehadi vyatiriktvatvad tada atma na prakashate. Now here this statement has to be analyzed properly. The atma, even though it is sarvagataha sushma, everywhere it is there, for it to present itself as a body, it is not presenting itself in the body. The body is the reason why we feel the body is existing. Mud is all over the world, all over the surface of the earth, maybe in other planets also. But unless the name and the shape and that utility value of the pot comes up, the pot doesn't have an independent existence. The dependency of the pot is on the mud. Same way, dehadi the deha, like the deha and etc., which is present in all the three states of unconscious, deep sleep and the death. Deha pratiyate. Deha is seen. So this is the one which we have to understand, that even in the swoon state or unconscious state, in sushupti state and in the death state also, the Atma is present there, but the knowledge of Atma is not seeing. Na prakashate is not seen, even when it is in the unconscious or in deep sleep or even in death. It is in Atma this body is existing. Whether it is unconscious, deep sleep or dead, doesn't matter. The body is maybe the deha, so the pratiti or the inference arrived on the existence of the body is depending upon the status of the body, not of the Atma. Atma is always present there. It has nothing to do with the body. Therefore, Atma is not the body. Yada jagrat pravrittinam adhikarana amshuman pumam tadaiva dehadi pravritto karanam param. Now he is giving an example. Yada amshuman, like the sun, he is the primary cause for all the activities in the world. Now the question will come, when the activities are not there, is the sun not there? The activities are not seen. The plants, the animals, the human being are all going to deep sleep when the sun is not shining on that side of the earth. Doesn't mean that the sun is not there. Sun is still there on the other side of the planet. But when the moment the sun comes to this side of the planet, everybody wakes up. The plants become more receptive for converting the sunlight into food. The animals and the birds and the plants and the human beings start activities. Like the sun, present and absent. The body may be present. When Atma is present, it may appear to be active and growing, aging, changes, etc. may be seen as that. But when the body is dead, doesn't mean the Atma is gone anywhere. Like the Amshuman has not gone anywhere, it is still there. So that don't link the body to the conditions of Atma. Pumsa tadaiva dehadi pravritto karanam param. Do not present that Atma is the reason why the body is functioning. No. We should make it that. So Atman, it has no cause. Causation is not there. Na karya, na karta, na bhokta. All those things are there, but in the delusion we think that when Atma is present, that is why when Jivatma is gone, the body is dead. That this is a very normal misconception. We all have that. When a person is dead, the person is dead means his Atma has gone. He's traveling to some, to retake rebirth and etc. All those stories are there. But consider the sun, which is causing activities when it is shining, and it's not shining, not present at all. It is present, but it is not causing any activity. Don't superimpose the activity and inactivity on one side of the earth to that of sun. Sun is always there. Same way, Atma is always there. The activity of the body and the inactivity of the body before birth and after death, don't superimpose or attribute it to the Atma, is what is to be understood. Mama deha ayam mityevam stribalantavat manvate dehoham iti na eva iti kadachidapi kanchana. This is my body. So here giving that like examples of woman, child, like blind man, etc. as the people who are deluded by the no, because basically they are not the thing. No, none ever feels I am the body. Even when these when we are the when we talk about it, we talk about the body as my body. That means I is different from the body. So even a blind person, when his sense organs are not functioning for the vision and everything, he still has the feeling of that I am blind. So the blindness of his inefficiency or insufficiency of the body, he is taking upon himself saying, I am blind, or I am deaf. All those things he is attributing to the I-ness. Actually speaking, it is the body which has got the blindness. Body is the one which can have deaf, and body is the one which is having the masculinity, femininity, childhood, or etc. All those things, and all these things are of the body. Never it is of the one who says that, even when he is making the statement that I am a lady, or I am a man, I am a child, or I am an old man, or I am a blind, I am a deaf person. All, even though we make this statement as a transactional statements, the person knows very well that these are the aspects of his body or her body which is being assumed to be his. It is a misconception that Deham is I am the body is the reason why they feel that. Why sense organs cannot be Atman? Because the second set of people, the first set of people, Charvaka said Deham is the body, and now that has been proved that it is not the case. Now the Indriyani is the Atma, is the second set of people who said, because I know that I am seeing, hearing, having all those activities, my Indriyas, both Karmendriya and Jnanendriya, that is the Atman. Indriyanyapi na Atmanaha. Karanatvat Pradipavat. Not saying, these are all like lamp, or in our earlier stanza we heard that Nana Chidra Gadotarastada Deepat Prabha Yata Bhaswaram. Like that shloka where it is very clearly mentioned that they are all mere instruments, Karanatvat. They are all mere instruments for the awareness to percolate and perceive. Therefore, Indriyani na Atmana. Therefore, the Indriyas are all not Atma. Veenadi Vadyat Shrotkandavat Shrotram Shabdagrahana Sadhanam Chakshuhu Tejas Tritaya Vat Upagrahana Sadhanam. Veenadi Vadya Shrotam. Like the musical instruments and other things, Shrotram, the instrument, the Indriya or the sense organ of hearing, Shabdagrahana Sadhanam, is only a mere instrument, Karanam, for the absorption of the aspect of sound. Chakshuhu, the eyes, Tejahas Tritaya. There are three forms of fire. Sun, moon, and the fire is what in those days people call it a three Tejastraya. Upagrahana sadhanam. The eye is only capable of absorbing the light produced either by the sun or the moon or the fire, and in the absence of sun and moon and the fire, the eyes cannot see anything. Therefore, the eye cannot be. Then he comes to the Gandhaksya, Grahanam, Granam, Pushpasam Pudikadivat, Rasasya Grahiga Jihva, Dadi Shaudra Dhrudadivat. Now, Gandha, like the smell, and the Rasa, the taste. All those things are all for instruments which are required to used for certain perception of objects in the world outside. For smell, pushpa, like the flower smell. Rasa is for the grahika, is a absorber where the taste of curd, etc. is being perceived. Indriyani name santi muganto badiro myaham. Ityahur indriyair hina janan kim te niratmaka. Now the question is being asked. If the sense organs are not there, I am dumb, I am deaf, etc. Mugo, Anto, Badiraha, Amiyaham. All those things are attributed that, the deaf, I am blind, I am like that, these things. Iti Indriya Hina, one who is without the Indriya, Janaha, Kimte Niratmaga, can we say that they don't have Atma? Because if Indriya is Atma, if a person is deaf or dumb or etc., then his Atma should be less. But he doesn't feel the I-ness less in any way. He may have the operational hindrance or handicap, but his own fullness which is he feeling inside is not depending upon the Indriyas. Why prana is not Atman? Now prana bhi Atma na bhavati jnana abhavat sushuptishu jagrat swapna upabhogat tam ashramat vichchiti iti hetave sushuptim purushe prapte shariram abhirakshatum shesha karma upabhogartam pranascharati kevalam. Now prana atmana bhavati jnana abhavat sushuptishu. If the prana is atma, the knowledge of prana existing in the sushupti is not known. In the deep sleep, we are not even aware of prana. Forget about other aspects. We are refuting only the prana. Jagrat Swapna Upabhogat. How does he break it? Upabhogot Shrama Vichitti iti Ichitti hetave. So Jagrat Swapna Upabhogat Bhogastha. They have that when they are going into from Sushupti to Jagrat Swapna, prana acts for just upabhoga, for the absorption of Jagrat and Swapna knowledge, everything, and they are limit that the conditions of prana in both these are all for the what you call absorption of activities, inner activities like shushpisha. You have the hunger and thirst and etc. and excretion etc. happening in the waking. Say another set of similar activities happening for the dream person also. So the presence of prana is notified there for these activities. But in the case of prana in the sushupti, there is no such activity and no association with the body. But yet the one who says that I am sushupta, he is not even aware of his body or the body functions. Sushuptim purushe prapte shariram abhirakshatum. Just the sushupti, what happens is that the body is maintained by the prana, but there is no what you call authorship or activityship or anything called the bhogartham or the the effect of prana felt in the Atma. Shesha karma upabhogartam pranascharati kevalam. So, the maintaining of the body is being done by the prana, but the prana is not Atma, because the Atma is not aware of jnana bhavat. He is not aware of the body itself. I am not the body, I am not the individual, I am not, therefore the prana is, whether it is retaining my body or not also, is not known to me. Pranasya tatra chaitanyam karana uparamaye yadi prane vyapriyamane tu karanoparamaha kadam sambhraji hi ranodyuke viraminti na sainikaha tasmat na karanaswami prano bhavidum arhati. Now this is the refutation comes. If the prana is unconscious in the sushupti and inactivity of the sense organs are very well noted, prana karana uparame yadi pranasya chatra achaitanyam prane vyapriyamane tu karanopara was katam. Now in the karana uparama in the prana is a thing, and pranasya chatra is prana is present and the karanas are uparama. All the sense organs or the functions of the body are mere maintaining to the sustenance level. Like he is giving an example. Samrat, the ruler, is in the Ranaudyuke Viramanti na Sainika. How can that the prana Viramanti, the king is withdrawn and the Sainikas will keep on fighting? Tasmat na Karana Swami Prano Bhavidum Arhati. Therefore, the Swami or the Atma, which is in control of all the Karanas, cannot be the Atma. Prana cannot be the Atma, because prana, when it is withdrawn from the Karanas, prana is still functioning. If you look at in a war front, the king cannot fight without the soldiers. So if the soldiers are withdrawn, and if you say the prana, the king is fighting there alone, such a situation doesn't arise. Therefore, prana is the one which is there, even there, but the karanas are withdrawn. The sense organs and the functions of the related to the prana is withdrawn, but prana is there. Therefore, prana cannot be the controller of the whole operation of the body. Manasah prerake pumsi virate viramanyatah karanani samastani tesham swami tadappuman. Therefore, the Atman is the presence director, preraka. So don't take it as a director here, because in the director there is an activity, whereas the word is preraka, manasa preraka. By the mere presence of Atma, pumsi virate virama anyataha karanani samastani tesham swami tadappuman. In the presence of the Atman, the body seems to be functioning, but the activity is not of the preraka. Preraka never, the catalyst never does any job. The presence of the sun makes everybody work in the daytime. Same way, the presence of Atma is the reason why the prana, the indriyas, the mana, buddhi, ahankara, everything is in function. As if controlled by the Atma, but in reality Atma is no controlling them. It is the presence of Atma that these things appears to be the functioning of its own. Why buddhi is not Atman? The Varthikas proceeds to refute the Buddhistic theory of Atman is none other than the momentary state of consciousness, Kshanika Vijnanavada. that is the Vijnanavadins of Buddha, who says that intelligence is the Atma. Buddhistu Kshanika Vedya Gamagama Samanyuta Atmana Pradibimbena Basida Basya Basa Yedjagat Basya Yed Basa Yed Jagat. Buddhi is momentary, which comes and goes, illumined by the Atma's reflection. It illumines the universe. That is Buddhistu Kshanika Vedya. That intellect is not always intellect. The intelligence or the apprehension is based on the objects. Gamagama Samanyuta. It appears when a particular object, if I am seeing a flower, the intellect apprehending the flower is happening. When the absence of flower, that also goes. Atmana pradibimbatvena basida basyate jagat. The pradibimba here. Now, when the reflection of Atma is through the buddhi for the intellect is appearing to be the one which is absorbing the object and the knowledge of the Vasate Jagat, entire world of object. But it is Pratibimbavada here what he is talking about. It is not a direct that Atma is perceiving anything. In the presence of Atma, the intellect is the one which is apprehending the objects outside. Atman utpadyate buddhir atmanyate praliyate pragurdvam cha sati buddhi swayameva na siddhyati. In Atma, buddhi is born. Atmani iti utpadyate. Atmani utpadyate buddhihi. Atmanyeva praliyate. Into Atma it is the buddhi is dissolving. Pragurdvam cha sati cha asati buddhi swayameva na siddhyati. Pragurdvam, before the intellect arises in the Atma for apprehension, whether it is non-apprehension or misapprehension, before the apprehension takes place, it rises in the Atma and it dissolves back into Atma, because pragurdam na sati buddhi, because the buddhi, the apprehension capability of the buddhi, intellect is not seen before birth. Swayameva na siddhyati. It is not possible without the presence of it. That is why even after that there is no apprehension or no understanding. Nothing is being absorbed by the intellect. Jnanat chet purvasmat uttara sambhavaha yugavat bahubuddhitvam prasajyete kshane kshane buddhyantaram na janayet nasho uttaram asattvataha. So jnanat chet purvasmat uttara sambhavaha. In each of the preceding cognition should give rise to the next subsequent cognition. Jnanat, because of the intellect. There should be a simultaneous yugapat, simultaneous bahu buddhitvam. There should be multiple intellect, which is not there. Prasajyate chane chane. Therefore, every moment it is, appearing or comprehending one object. That means the objects apprehension, when it takes place in the buddhi, or when the cognition takes place in the intellect, it is the object which keeps on changing shane shane, but the intellect based on the object presumes itself to be shane shane. Therefore the intellect is the jnana swabhava of the buddhi is considered as kshanika by the Buddha because of the object being in the thing. Because Yugapat, the cognition of two objects at the simultaneously by the intellect can never happen. That is the condition with which, therefore, the Buddhas, people are saying that, therefore, kshanikatvam buddhehe, and therefore one knowledge arises, subsequently another one comes, and then this jnana sandati, one sandati means flow of knowledge seems to be happening because the objects keep changing. Buddhi antaram na janayet nasha uttaram asatvadaha. No cognition can give rise to the subsequent, to its disappearance, to another cognition, because it does not then exist. In the Vijnanavadin, they say that one knowledge arises and that object is cognized and it is dead. That knowledge is dead and gone with the knowledge of the object. And another knowledge is arising. So therefore the buddhi is perceiving the next knowledge. So here the question is being, which is that if the disappearance or the death of the intellect of the previous cognition has happened, the subsequent one, when it is happening, the previous one cannot exist. Therefore the Bauddha people are saying that at a point of time only one of the items are always cognized, and therefore they keep coming and going, is what they are saying. That so we have to understand that this aspect of the buddhi, Bauddhas are not taking into apprehension that there is a third aspect of it which knows this birth and death of one knowledge, one cognition, and the other cognition being registered somewhere. They are not looked into that aspect of it. They are only looking at the cognition per se. In a moment it is taking place, they say that knowledge is Atma, therefore the awareness is Atma, and that awareness took place of the one object. And with that one buddhi aspect is that the next object, when it comes kshanika, in the next kshana or the next moment, another cognition is taking place. Now this is the standpoint of the detailed the kshanika vijnanavadi. This is what is now going to be refuted by the Siddhanti. So he doesn't take the buddhi alone, he takes the aggregate body as for the refutation. So we will revisit the kshanika vijnanavadin more into the next class once more, because it is mostly confused between the kshanika vijnanavada by most of the Western philosophers who talk. Even people like, there are some moments when others consider that, awareness as an aspect of intellect is the one which is the reality of the consciousness. No, consciousness is not intellect. Consciousness is not intellectual in nature. So these three, that is 23rd, 24th and 25th, we will deal in detail in the next class, because I need to bring in some more stuff for making the meaning clearer, and so that it becomes unambiguous for you when you are able to read through this again. Any questions? Okay, so पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ओम श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम. Thank you all.